It was the summer of 1923, a time when the Jazz Age was in full swing. The streets of New York were alive with the sound of jazz, laughter, and the clinking of glasses. In the heart of Manhattan stood the grandest hotel in the city, the Grand Royale, a place where the rich and famous gathered every night. But little did they know, there was a thief among them, a thief who had already stolen priceless jewels from some of the wealthiest people in the city. Detective Henry Lawson had been on the case for weeks. The thief was clever, always slipping away unnoticed. He had already stolen diamonds, rubies, and emeralds worth a fortune, and no one could figure out how. The thief left no clues behind, only a single playing card, a queen of hearts always left in the place of the stolen jewels. It was as if the thief was mocking the authorities. Lawson sat at his desk in the quiet of his office, staring at the stack of reports. His mind was racing, trying to piece together the puzzle. Who could be behind these crimes? Was it an inside job, someone with knowledge of the hotel and its guests? Or was it a master thief who knew how to slip past even the best security? That night, he received a letter, a simple, elegant invitation. It was addressed to him, but there was no return address. The letter read, "Dear Detective Lawson, I am sure you are very close to solving the mystery of the Jazz Age jewel thief. I invite you to join me for a private gathering at the Grand Royale tonight, where the final piece of the puzzle will fall into place. I promise you, Detective, you won't be disappointed. Yours truly, the Queen of Hearts." It was clear that the thief wanted to meet him. Henry felt a chill run down his spine. Was this a trap, or was it an opportunity to catch the thief red-handed? The detective decided to go, but he was cautious. He knew the thief would be watching, perhaps even waiting for him. Dressed in a dark suit, Henry slipped into the Grand Royale, blending in with the crowd of well-dressed guests. The hotel was buzzing with excitement as the orchestra played jazz, and people danced and laughed under the bright chandeliers. Henry made his way to the private lounge on the top floor, where the letter had instructed him to go. The door was slightly ajar, and as he stepped inside, he saw a figure standing by the window, looking out at the city lights. "Detective Lawson," the figure said, without turning around. "I knew you'd come." Henry's heart raced as he stepped closer. The figure turned, revealing a woman in a stunning black dress, with dark, mysterious eyes, and a smile that seemed both charming and dangerous. "You are the Queen of Hearts?" Henry asked, his voice steady. The woman laughed softly. "I suppose that's what they're calling me these days." Henry studied her carefully. She was beautiful, but there was something about her that made him uneasy. She held all the confidence of someone who knew they were in control. "Why all the games?" Henry asked. "Why steal the jewels? What do you want?" Queen of Hearts took a step toward him, her eyes never leaving his. "It's not about the jewels, Detective. It's about the thrill, the excitement of outsmarting you and the police, the thrill of being a ghost, slipping in and out of the richest circles without anyone noticing." She walked over to a table where a velvet box sat. With a flourish, she opened it, revealing a large, sparkling diamond, the latest jewel she had stolen. "This," she said, "is my masterpiece. I've taken the best of the best. I've left my mark on every piece. And now I'm ready for my final performance." Henry's mind raced. He knew this was the moment he had been waiting for. "And what is that final performance?" he asked, his voice calm but with a hint of urgency. The Queen of Hearts smiled. "You'll see. It's a game, Detective. You and I in a battle of wits. If you can solve the puzzle, I'll turn myself in. But if you fail, her voice trailed off, the implication clear. Henry's eyes narrowed. He couldn't afford to make a mistake. What's the puzzle? He asked. The woman stepped back and took a deep breath. It's simple, she said. You have to figure out where the next theft will take place. I've already planned it. The jewels are hidden, and you need to find them before it's too late. Without another word, she disappeared into the shadows of the room, leaving Henry alone with the diamond. For a moment, he felt a sense of uncertainty. But then, his instincts kicked in. He examined the diamond closely, noticing a small engraving on its surface, the Grand Royale. Suddenly, the pieces fell into place. The Queen of Hearts wasn't just a thief, she was someone who wanted to prove a point. She was using the hotel as her stage, and every theft was a part of her performance. Henry quickly left the lounge and headed for the hotel's vault, where the most valuable jewels were kept. He had no time to waste. When he arrived, the door was already open, and inside, he found the thief. She was standing in front of the vault, smiling as she held up a bag of stolen jewels. She had been waiting for him. I knew you'd figure it out, she said. But it's over now, detective. The game is finished. Henry, however, was ready. With a quick motion, he grabbed her arm and handcuffed her. The game is over, but you're going to prison. As the police arrived to take her away, the Queen of Hearts smiled one last time. You may have won this time, detective, but remember, there's always another game. And with that, the Jazz Age jewel thief was finally caught.